Hello, my name is Zaria, and my term topic is should there be more restrictions on genetically modified foods in Pennsylvania? Genetically modified foods have offered few positive benefits to us as a society, and with that being said, it has drastically changed our environment. Everyone who cares about their health and well being should understand the downsides to genetically modified foods. Genetically modified foods cause more harm to our environment, and there should be more policies created to restrict the mass production of them. During this speech, I will explain and emphasize the impact GMOs have on our health and well being and why the arguments for them are insufficient. Genetically modified foods have been around for many years now, and those who profit from them claim that they are very helpful to the environment and for people in certain areas has increased the amount of nutritious food available. The problem with the facts is that they are not entirely true, and those who are consuming them need to know the negative aspects of what they are being fed. Will more restrictions on genetically modified foods cause a decrease in food production? Many people who are for GMOs believe that without them, it will cause food shortages and increase food insecurity. Alan McEwen, who is a public sector educator and scientist, explains how without the mass production of GMOs, food production would drastically decrease. He also states that GMOs have been tested as safe, in which there are regulatory testing programs to ensure the safety to consumers. According to McEwen, GM crops and foods are regulated at every stage of production, from research planning and through field testing. According to the Institute for Responsible Technology, more restrictions on genetically modified foods will better ensure the safety of foods consumed by the public. GMOs also have not increased productivity of food production and pose many threats to our environment. Also, this article states that the FDA does not require any single safety studies and allows companies to market their food without informing certain agencies such as EPA and USDA. These genetically modified foods being produced are placed on our shelves, and these producers claim that they have many health benefits for consumers. But this raises questions about how beneficial they actually are. Is this biotechnology being used to make food more nutritious, longer lasting shelf life, and taste better? These are just some of the positive claims that have been brought about since the beginning of genetically modified foods. Josh Arnold, a biotechnology expert, states researchers have been utilizing biotechnology for years to increase the nutritional intake of foods by genetically modifying them. One example used is the Golden Rice Project plan, which offered vitamin A enriched rice to children in poor communities so they did not develop early childhood blindness. Also, there have been foods produced such as a genetically modified tomato engineered to produce higher levels of nutrients to protect against diseases and has a shelf life 1 month longer than a naturally produced tomato. According to the Center for Food Safety, genetically modified crops do not offer much more nutritional value than naturally produced crops. The main reason these crops were introduced was to increase pesticide resistance and for crops to create their own pesticide. There are currently 170 million acres of genetically engineered crops in the U.S. today, and their main purpose is not to be more nutritious or taste better, but to lessen the risk of pesticides on our foods. Although some of these crops can contribute to those aspects, they cause more of a threat to farmers, organic crops, and domesticated animals. Not only do these genetically modified crops pose a threat to us as humans, but they also are detrimental to the safety and future of our organic crops and our environment. My third and most important point is the impact that these GMOs have on the nature of our society and what the claimed benefits are. Due to the extensive articles found, there clearly needs to be more regulation on their production. The Modern Agriculture Association states, according to scientists, genetically modified crops have led to reduced pesticide use, less water waste, and lower carbon emissions. In 2015, had genetically modified crops not been available, more than 48 million acres of land would have been needed to meet the demands of the food industry. It was also stated in this article that genetically modified crops have contributed to maintaining biodiversity with advanced breeding techniques. Ben Lilliston, a communication coordinator for the Agriculture and Trade Policy, offered a vast amount of contrary facts. He states, many genetically modified foods, such as corn, can contaminate other crops. These GMOs can also affect organic crops and cause a decrease in market value for organic farmers. The Center for Food Safety also explains that although there are no long-term studies of the harmful effects of these foods, doctors have warned that genetically engineered foods can cause multiple health consequences. GMOs can contaminate forever, and it is impossible to completely clean out a contaminated gene pool. And GMO pollution will outlast global warming and nuclear waste effects. Biotechnology companies have also faced multiple lawsuits due to not following EPA protocols. Given this information on why these genetically modified foods are so detrimental to our health, it is no surprise as to why there should be more restrictions and regulations on their production. Genetically modified foods can cause more harm to our environment, and there should be more policies created to restrict the mass production of them. In this presentation, I explained the impact of genetically modified foods, why they are unsafe, and how they can alter our environment. Though these genetically modified crops and foods may seem like a very good solution to food shortages and increased nutritional values, there are many more negatives to them that question how they affect our society's well-being and what this means for future food production. Those who are concerned with their health should be aware of what they allow to be consumed. Thank you.